You guys, hello and welcome to the Car Love Talk Show after hours. Y'all know what I'm doing. Don't come for me. I'm gonna do it every time. I don't think I'll ever stop doing this until I have like a producer who's like that. That's when I'll stop. Because right now it still says upcoming. Let's click that beach. Okay, we're here. We're live. Yes. Okay. Okay. So, anyways, yes, I changed the time to 7:30. Let me tell y'all why. Okay, we're gonna do a little story time before the guests come on. Okay. So I changed the time to 7:30 because I got a job. I worked the job for like 2 days and then I left the job. Not my finest hour, but I needed to do it. So, anyways, the time is gonna go back to 7 o'clock. Um, tonight's episode is not going to be as long as normal because I actually am going to go out into the world this time. Isn't that cool? But I'm still going to drink with you guys. I got my drink. Listen, I want them to sponsor me. So every time I'm going to have this drink, I want them to eventually, when the show blows the fuck up, I want them to sponsor me. Now, before we dive into our highs and lows, let me explain something. You see all of this? Drapery. Okay. My daughter, I was working in my office and she decided she wanted a fort within my office that's already pretty fucking small. But hey, I'm grateful. So that's what this is. Okay. These are my normal curtains. This is my tapestry that I usually have it like this so y'all don't see it. Okay. That's what that is. Okay. That's what all these different colors are around me. It's a lot for me. So I just wanted to let y'all know what was going on. Um, I think that was all like the disclaimers that I needed to give. And so now we can dive into our highs and lows. Um, let me open my drink. Let's start there. Let me slow down. Let me rewind a little bit. That's my rewind sound. So my hair was like super like cute and laid down. I used aloe vera juice mixed with water and it actually laid my edges down. I had like a whole little swoop and everything. And then I got in the shower and the steam kind of destroyed that. So now I have to redo it. Um that's my life right now. It's my only complaint. That's my low. No, just kidding. I'm gonna get into the highs and lows. I forgot how I opened this with these nails. Let me see. I think usually I get the twist top so I don't have to do this on camera looking crazy trying to open a can of. I felt like it would be just my luck place to splash in my face. But I did it, you guys. I did. I brought a wine that I wanted to share with you guys too. It's in here too. I'm trying, you guys. I'm trying the wine. I'm a margarita girly. I know that this is not technically tequila, but it does taste like a margarita. I'm a tequila margarita girl. I also like tequila with cranberry juice and a little bit of lime. So delicious. So, anyways, I bought some wine from Costco. It's a Zinfandel. I'm looking at it, but there's a lot of stuff blocking it. I'll show it to you guys in a little bit. But, anyways, highs and lows. I forgot I don't have the images up. Highs and lows. Highs and lows for the week. So I guess the low would be that I'm job hunting. And it's not a low like a we're all having some sort of whatever, right? It's not like that kind of low. It's just like the whole I got a job, I don't got a job, I got a job, don't got a job. Like that. I don't like that. I don't like that. The lack of security. But other than that, I feel like that would be the only low. Um honestly, the job that I worked this week, I'm copying the link to share. Um but anyways, the job that I left, it did give me a really good idea. Because I always have these I'm always having these massive goals, right? This is going to be a message. I can feel it. No, I'm just kidding. I always have these massive goals and I'm always like, no, I can reach it. I can reach it. I can reach it. And I can, right? But it's important to make those goals bite size, right? So I have this goal. I want to sell, was it 30? It was like 30 to 50 bottles of oil of my oils. 30 to 50 bottles of my oils a month. I think that's what it was, right? But I'm just thinking about that, like in the grand scheme of things. Now, what I realized is like just try to sell a product a day, whether that's an oil, a scrub, or like a hoodie or whatever. One product every day, right? Excuse me. Once you reach one product every day for like 3-4 days, then add another one. Try to sell 2 a day, right? Right now my business is in the visibility state, so I'm posting connect with people more so to make people more aware of my brand, but of course we still want to make sales in this stage, right? But it was like I always look at things so massively and I'm like, no, we got to hit it, we got to hit it, we got to hit it, we got to hit it. And it's like, no, slow down. How can we break that up to where it's not so overwhelming, or so where it's not so disappointing when I don't reach it? So I set my daily goal for two sales a day. And I I have all my products. So I can show you this one. The rest of them are tacked to the wall. But this is like my oh, I just ripped the tack out of the wall. So this is my like planner for my social media. So for Instagram, the oils not oils page, but the oils Instagram. This is like my grid, right? So like this was supposed to be like an aesthetic. This was an actual professional photo shoot. This was an affirmation, and so on. So I'm able to sit and design it before I put it out there. And so I have that for all of my Instagrams, except for my personal. Maybe that's gonna be a miss. And the one for this episode, I mean for this channel for Carter Love Talk Show, Carla Talk Show, Carla Talk Show After Hours, and Beautifully Imbalanced. They're all one Instagram, and it's just Carla Talk Show. But I might change it to Carla Network. Let me know in the comments to Carla Network. But anyways, because it's gonna be more. There's gonna be more shows, more podcasts. There just will. My kids want something on the channel. I have tons of talented friends. I want to do some skits here and there. You know, I'm going to do some reviews eventually. So it's going to be a lot on the channel. So might as well call it a network. That's why the name is changed on the graphics. So anyways, let me know in the comments if I should change it to Carter Love Network. And actually, while you're at it, because I forgot to say this, make sure that you like, subscribe, and hit that little bell so you can be notified every time I post a video. So anyways, yeah, so I have that planned. The Instagram is going well. And then I just learned, I did some more research, and I learned how I need to add on to the content I already have to get sales. Right now, the content that I have is really good for visibility, for attraction, for telling a story. Now I need I don't know what you're asking. Was that oh no, it's not a Four Loco. It's my whatchamacallit. It's my lovely. It's just I got it in a can this time. I usually have the glass and I pour it in a cup on the show. But this time I got it in a can. But anyways, my content is planned. Callie just entered, so I'm gonna add him in, but I'm still gonna talk about what I'm talking about. But yeah, so my content is planned, and it's planned out, and now I know what I need to add in for the content to actually start to generate. Those are the words we use, to generate sales. And so I'm excited, because like I said, I'm learning like bite-sized pieces. I'm also stretching myself a little bit so that I can be more successful when it comes to selling these oils, y'all, because literally I can reach my goal if I sell one bottle a day, like literally.
I need some oil.
Like that's so small, you know what I mean? Like if honestly, if I was at a farmer's market, baby, they'd be gone. Because
For
that's how
sure.
I used to do vendor events. Those would be the main sellers. My clothes would be sitting there looking all cute and shit, and they would
Mm-hmm.
rat.
Goddamn, if they know anything, them damn body scrubs, boy.
You know what I'm saying? But
Them
you know
body
what?
scrubs.
There's
Got
one that
me.
I used to make. I am gonna make it. I'm gonna put this on the screen real quick. But there's a citrus one that I make that one people like that more than the coffee one. I
We
gotta
love
bring
you,
it
Doc.
back.
Yeah.
But I wanted to put this on the screen because this is one of our normal loves that be on the show, and so I wanted to
God,
plop that on there.
you know what I'm saying? We're gonna rep for you. We're gonna rep for you.
You know,
Mm,
but
yeah.
I was just letting everyone know what I've been up to this week. I was going into my highs and lows. I think I was still on my low, to be honest.
Let me get a recap. Let me get a recap.
So the low was I started a job. I left the job after like day three. And then but it also, you know how I am. There's no losses, right? So what I gained from that job is to break my goals down further, right? Because like I had this goal of, I think I wanted to sell like 50 bottles of oil a month.
Okay.
And that's like, it feels massive, you know what I mean? And I'm like, let's just focus on a daily goal. So because that's what we did at that job, we had to focus on a daily goal because it was commissions. So
Right.
I said, let's just focus on a daily goal. So I had it at one a day. I put it at two just to give myself a little oomph. And then once I reach two consistently for like a week or two, then I'm gonna bump it up. You know what I mean?
Right.
Instead of like being like, let's get 50, we're gonna do it. Like, you know what I mean? So also it reconnected me to a dream, not a dream, but a goal that I had when my self-belief was lower.
Mhm.
So I was doing a lot of self-sabotaging because of codependency, and now I'm healing that, right? So
Come on.
now I can revisit some of those old ideas, and one of those ideas, it was to do refilleries, go to refilleries, and also go to stores and see
Uh,
which stores I can put my oils in. I was
yeah.
going to start in Sacramento because I already know a lot of people in Sacramento.
Yeah.
um, I know of a refillery out there as well. So people who purchase my oils in Sacramento can then go refill them at the refillery. You know what I
God.
mean?
Nah, that's fire.
Yeah. So then
That's
that way it'll also spread the word faster too about my brand.
refillery. You know, put me on to something. I'm trying to get to a refillery. You know what I'm
A
saying?
refillery. Oh, you need an overflow. It
Right.
sounds like
For
you need
sure.
an overflow.
Abundance. Come on now. That's our
You know
birthright.
what I'm saying? Abundance. This is the year of abundance. So, for those of you guys who don't know, me and Callie both just had birthdays. We have leveled up. Okay. Our new year is
Hey.
here.
Facts.
Okay.
Facts.
So let's say that's the high. No, just kidding. But no, for real, that was the high. I feel like what I love about my birthday is I usually have a lot of transitioning beforehand. But what I was grateful for, because I've built up so much resilience, so much self care, so much self love, so much self belief, is that even after, like, I didn't even have a break. The day of my birthday, I had more growth. You know what I mean? Because the day of my birthday, I was at that job. Um, and it was kind of intense. Just like navigating life, I was there all day. Babies, I'm used to homeschooling them and doing all the things, and so it was quite the transition. But it was also a message, right? That
Right.
wasn't the job for me, no. But we have gotten to a place where the communication in the household is good. The connection that I have with the kids is good enough for me to go to work and
Right.
then be fine. Also, I'm secure enough to go to work without abandoning my business. Before,
Uh-huh.
I was always afraid to go back to work because I felt like I would put my business on the back burner, because that's what would
Mhm.
happen.
Right.
Even when I would partner with people, I would end up putting my business on the back burner and putting their
Yeah.
business above mine. And
Right.
so I'm grateful that I've undergone so much growth that I know I'm not going to do that. This is just to pay for advertisement and for me to thrive, because I've exited survival mode and now I'm ready to thrive, but I can't do that just in these four walls. I can do it in the four walls, but I need to go outside as well, and that money is going to help me to go outside.
That's outside money. Hey. Come on. Everybody
Yeah,
love a little outside money.
yeah,
That's funny. Nah, that's what's
what?
up. That's what's
I'm
up.
just
Come on. That's what's up though. But hey, that's also deserved. You know what I'm saying? We you know what I'm saying? We can work hard for our outside money. Let it flow.
yeah. So, and then on top of that, the business is still gonna be successful. So that's gonna be more money. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited. I'm
That's
excited. So those
that's for
those are
sure.
my highs and lows. Long
Come on
story
now.
short.
Come on now. That was beautiful. That was a nice little journey. Um, I'll start with a low, end on a high. And so for me, a low is just navigating. We all deal with it at some point. Little car issues, you know what I'm saying? One car down, the other car, because the other car down is using more, it's acting up a little bit. And so, say minor setbacks, minor setbacks. And so just navigating the to-do list with, just the new, what I'm saying, things with the car, that would be the low. But it's not that much of a low. It's just more of an annoyance, if anything else.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying, to your point, the high, yeah. Chapter 36, what I'm saying, chapter 36 in the story of Cali. Um,
New
yeah,
year.
come on, new year. But I'm just blessed to be in a beautiful position. I'm blessed to have the people that I have in my life. Family is blessed. And even, life is always going to life in its own way. But
Yeah.
even in those spaces, I see the blessing because the way that I handle it now
Yeah.
in this point of my life, I know it's just growth. I know it's evolution, and you know, I'm a Bible man. The joy of the Lord is my strength. This has been a very joyful year, and I feel
Yeah.
like it's going to continue to be um, more joyful. So,
We
yeah,
building on it.
come
We
on,
building
come
on
on,
it.
layers,
Yes.
layers on layers.
Yes. I did an audio journal earlier today and I had to tell myself the same thing because I have this vision board. I might be able to show it to y'all. Listen, let me explain this real
Let
quick
me
because
see. Let me
you're new.
see.
I'm gonna show it to you, but hold on. There are two things I'm gonna say. One, this is Nala's work. Let's say that real
Come
quick.
on, Nala.
Okay. So Nala was chilling in the office with me. Bring your daughter to work day. No, I'm just kidding. So she wanted a fort. Okay, so that's what all this is. Okay.
Okay, come on now.
That's what that is.
Let's do it.
Now
It
I
should.
have the other thing I was gonna say is people say that vision boards are private and they are, but I
Let's
didn't show
go.
that. I showed this to y'all already before. So, anyways, this is my
Let's
vision board.
go.
It's pretty big. It's like a wall now. It's mainly
Yeah.
this middle part. But anyways, I'm going on year 3 of having that because the reality is a lot of this stuff I have achieved, but now I have to build on it. Now I have to nurse it,
Come on.
and
Yeah.
so I'm super excited. I look at this wall and it gives me life. Like I'll look and I'll find one word and I'll just meditate on that one word. Like right now I see transformation. That's the word that stood out to me. You know
Mm,
what I mean? It's powerful. I just need to take the one off and add a 2 so it says 32 now instead of 31. And that's what I've just been doing is just changing the age. And then if I feel like I need to add something, there's still little spaces where I can add something. But for the most part, I'm building.
yeah.
I'm building. This is year 32. I label year 32 as my year of total acceptance.
Yeah.
Year of expansion. So everything that I unlocked and unleashed last year, I'm now nursing and nurturing and growing and accepting. So I feel like acceptance is the first step to expanding. So
Come on.
I'm excited. We are leveling up.
There it is. You say accept this expansion, whether you like it or not. You know what I'm saying? This is the year. Yeah, blessings on blessings. And I think, there's a certain confidence that comes with this levels when you've worked for it, when you've overcome some obstacles, when you've, what I'm saying, overcome setbacks and failures, and you get to a
Yeah.
certain point, it's a certain level of like confidently humble, but at the same
Yeah.
time, I'm supposed to be here, and yeah,
Yeah. So what comes to me is I think you say unshakable. Kevin
unshakable,
Hart
unbreakable.
says Kevin Hart says unfuckwittable. And
Okay.
that's how I've been feeling. Is like my thing is like
Unfuckwittable.
what I say in my journal is I work my ass off for this level of confidence, right? I like clawed myself out of the darkness for this level of confidence. It's not going to be easily shook.
Yeah.
Um, but what I realized today is that I've acknowledged my power and I love my power, but I haven't learned how to use it fully because
hmm
suppressed it for so long, right?
Right,
I
right.
always know it was there, right? It's just like playing in the background, right? Now
Mhm.
I have it in my hands, like and now it's like, well, how do you use it though?
Right,
You have your
100%.
wand. Where's your wand, Harry? No, just
And that's such a beautiful place to be because now everything is just exploring, experimenting. You take your shots. I talk to my brother a lot about put them shots up. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you know you got something worth shooting for, put them
yeah,
shots up. But yeah, especially when Ja was on here, we on our superhero shit. So,
you know,
it's almost like learning. You just found out that you can fly. You know what I'm saying? You still kind of wobbly, but it's like, damn, I can fly.
you
Now,
know,
now, what else can I do? How fast can I fly? How high can I fly? You know what I'm saying? Do I have other powers? And so it's such a beautiful place. And I'm looking forward to you flying, you know what I'm saying? Watching you flying and being a part of the
that's
flying too.
I think that that's why I'm such a Batman fan because it's like it was a skill that he had to learn. You know what I
This
mean?
is
Like he
true.
had
This
to
is true.
develop that shit. He had to pull
Hmm.
himself out of the fucking darkness. You know
Right.
what I mean? To develop all those damn skills in order
Hmm.
to actually be the symbol that he was. You know what I mean?
Well, I don't know. One of his greatest skills was handed to him.
What the money?
The money. And that
Well,
and
that
that is
well,
a
we have
skill.
gifts that that are handed to us too, though. If you think about it, God
Right.
gives us gifts, and then
Hmm.
we have to decide if we're gonna use them or if we're gonna sit on them.
Right, 100%, 100%. Well, he don't really get that much credit because his parents died young, and he was able to navigate it. You know what I'm saying, and still keep his wealth. So you
Yeah,
know,
but also we have choice, right? Like we have to figure out how we're gonna navigate, and I
hmm
mean we have the Bible, but also the Bible's been translated over and over and over. And over, you know what I mean?
this is true.
So I'm saying,
This is true. This is true. You know, well, I'm just grateful that the speaking of the Bible, it says that your gifts will make room for you, right?
Mhm,
Your gifts will make room for you, and it will put you in front of great men. Um,
exactly.
and women, you know what I'm saying? Shout out. So I'm grateful that, we both are in a space where we're seeing, we've been known it, we've been experiencing it in different places, but our gifts is making room for us.
Yeah.
And so yeah, that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah,
You know what
and
I'm
I love that scripture because it reminds me to not shrink.
saying?
Because I'm always like, "Oh, my gift is making room for me." No, girl, you're somebody's like footstool. That's not where you're supposed to be.
Man,
You know what I
yeah,
mean? And
yeah.
so I have to like remember that. I don't have to now. Like now, it's like second nature. But before, I had to
Hmm.
like, you know, to say you have a gift.
Yeah,
Did you not know? You
yeah,
know. And sometimes I feel like when it's not a tangible thing, I feel like it's hard to remember that, right?
yeah.
I do consulting. That's what I do. You know what I mean?
Mhm. Very
Um,
good at that.
why thank you. Um, but that's like one of my main things because even with creative direction, that's like consulting.
Yeah,
Concept development, it's consulting, but I do take it an
in the same
extra mile
house.
to like, give you some visuals to,
Right.
you know, but excuse me, it's all consulting to some
Yeah.
degree. Just
Yeah.
like even being a therapist, I'm guiding you, right?
Mhm.
And some people today, people still feel that way about therapy. Like, well, why am I
Yeah.
paying someone to just talk to? You know?
Right.
And so I think for me, it's believing my power has an impact. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And believing that my power can be profitable just because it's a gift doesn't
Hmm.
mean it's not something I shouldn't be making money off of. You
Yeah.
know?
100%. And that be especially depending on heart level, depending on how you see certain stuff. That be the balance, right? Uh, of having a genuine and pureness to the impact that you want to make,
Yeah.
but knowing that it's a service, knowing that it's a business, and still creating space to stand on business when it comes to
Mhm.
the business. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
sometimes that's why you need teams. You need your money person because you might say this because you're looking at one thing, you're trying to help, but other times it's like, hey, this is what it's worth. And it's
Yeah.
okay to stand on that, and you will find your people, and your people will find you. So
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly. And I think one of the greater things I realized too is like one I'm not always talking to my audience. Sometimes I'm not talking to my target audience. I'm talking to
Mhm.
an audience, but
Right.
they may not be my target audience for commercial branding, right? Or for
Mhm.
consulting.
Yeah.
Maybe they're my audience for like maybe we gonna do a collab and do some content together. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
So it's like navigating the different audiences that I have. Um, but also it's um I think once I completely get a grasp on codependency, I feel like it'll be a lot
Mhm.
smoother
Mhm.
because codependency tells you, um, prove to them you're worth it, prove to them you're worth it, prove to them you're worthy of being in their life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And one of the quotes that I've been using lately to help me is, I want to be seen, not useful. 'Cause
Mhm.
reality is, if you see me and you know who I am, I'm gonna be useful. I might have a little
Right.
attitude, but
You know, a little spice
you
come
might
with it. A
get a
little
little
spice come with
fast,
it.
little sarcasm, but I'm gonna be useful, right?
Right.
But I don't have to make myself useful. You know
Right.
what I mean? I don't have to try to remind you of why I'm important in your life. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And that's something that codependency will tell you to do. Is like,
Mhm.
no, we don't want to lose them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. It's a
So
space of.
I think healing that more, like the more I keep healing that, I think that it'll become more and more easier. And I love it. I love alignment. I've been seeing 444 a lot lately. And I don't know about that,
Mhm.
but I'm loving the alignment because right now, as I said before you came on, is my business is in a visibility season. So my goal right now is just to raise visibility, right? Of course, I
Right.
want to make sales. I have a sales goal for this season, but the main thing is visibility, right?
Right.
Visibility, and my codependency was like, girl, that means you can give away free advice. No, baby, that's not what that means. But also, like I said, it gives me that time to heal that codependency while I'm raising visibility. So then when it's time to sell, baby, I'm selling.
Yeah.
Like, I don't I my friend, I want her on this show so bad. She's been on the talk show. Her episode is called, I think, Northern Star. Her name is Nikki. She's
Hey, Nikki.
she's a coach. Now, I was gonna call her something, and I don't want to label her something that she might not be, so we just gonna call her a coach. But
Okay.
I caught one of her TikToks, and she was saying that sometimes we will forget our gifts, or we'll sell ourselves short, or we'll try to collect all this proof of what we can do. Reality is, there's enough proof. My
Right.
website is proof of what I can do because I created that thing.
Right. Right.
Even if you go to each service that I offer, literally every photo is something that I was the creative director, I was the concept developer. Like, you know what I mean? So
Dope.
there's enough proof out there. Sometimes we're
100%.
making that excuse. That's self-sabotage. Like, I need
Mhm.
proof. I gotta build a portfolio. I gotta
It's
like
out
add
there.
all this stuff. Then
Yeah.
I gotta find leads. Like,
Mhm. I'm proving
my
myself. Yeah.
God.
It's that transition of mindset, that mindset shift of, like you said it, instead of feeling like I need to prove myself, just be it. You don't have to
Yeah,
prove anything. You
just
are
show
it.
up.
God doesn't have to prove he's God. He's just God. I
Yeah.
the I am.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? The I am. I
Present,
I
being
am.
present over performance. That's another quote that I found when it comes to codependency.
Mm-hmm.
Presence over performance. Just be
100%.
present.
Yeah.
If you're being present, you're going to be yourself, right? Like,
100%.
just be yourself. One of my other favorite quotes is to take up space. Of
Right.
course, I needed that one because the shrinking. Um,
Exactly. One of your favorite things to, point out, not shrinking, and not to, tie back, but even a new perspective. Even like we talked about the scripture, your gifts will make room. It's
mhm.
intentional that it says make room. So the Bible, in a sense, is telling you, you were meant to be big. You were
Yeah,
meant to be full. You were meant to, and it says it will make room. So even if you think about that, sometimes making room isn't comfortable.
yeah,
When a woman is going through the process of producing a child, that child is making room, and it
yeah.
doesn't feel good, but
Hips
something good is
expanding,
happening.
baby.
Right, right. You know what I'm saying? And so sometimes making room won't feel comfortable, but it is what you're
Yeah,
supposed to do, take up space. You know what I
exactly.
mean? Yeah.
Exactly.
I've
And
been a
that's
big
what
boy
I
for a
love
long
about my
time,
sister.
so we've been
Huh?
taking up space. I've been a big boy for a long time, so I've been taking up space. You know
Don't
what
stop. There's still it's still discomfort. Still discomfort.
I'm
Embrace
saying?
discomfort,
There,
welcoming it. I like to say, because I try to say, like, people say get comfortable with being uncomfortable,
right.
or get comfortable with being yourself. And I feel like for me, I'm trying to use the word acceptance over comfort, because comfort
Mhm.
feels stagnant. You know what I mean? Feels
Yeah.
like, yes, I love who I am, but I don't want to be comfortable with being who I am right now, because I want to keep leveling up. You know what I mean?
Right.
I want to reach total actualization. I want to reach
Mhm.
my fullest potential and then build
Talk
on
that
that.
talk.
You know what I
Talk
mean?
that talk.
So I'm embracing self-acceptance and accepting that I still have some room to grow. You know what I
Come
mean?
on.
Um, there's this author, I love her. She's the shame researcher. Her name is Brene Brown. And one of her quotes that I also use is it's don't puff up, don't shrink. Just be,
Don't puff
because
up.
that's what I would do. Sometimes I would insecure in the past, insecurity would cause me to try to act like I'm big or bad, or I would
Right.
like like little smart remarks to little stuff, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Or I would shrink in the past. I'm grateful that I no longer need the full phrase anymore. It's just take up space. Um but it was a powerful quote that helped me, like, when I was in my younger years, like 2 years ago.
I mean, yeah, no, that's younger, kinda.
But I call it younger because healing wise,
hmm
like,
Yeah, that's a
come a
different journey.
long
Yeah.
ass
2 years,
way,
yeah, years can be a long time in
long
healing.
from a long ass way. I'm grateful. I'm really grateful for it. Um my sister was sick over the summer, and I was talking to the psychiatrist that was on her case, and she goes, she's been untreated for over 20 years. And that shit
Mm-hmm.
hit me in my gut, because we all were.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like for me, I think it was about the same amount. Because I had two kids by then. So it was a little bit, it was closer like to 28. But it was deep, because it's like, dang, we all been untreated for 28 years. We just been, feeling our way through in the dark.
Right.
And um and so that was very deep and very powerful for me, especially because, I'm like I said, I'm grateful that I was able to get treatment, and I have been in treatment for at least 4 years now. um but just seeing the progress, even when I talk to my therapist, like, sometimes it's just an update, baby. Ain't no like back and forth. It's just like,
Right.
so then I told him, da 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 da, and I stood up for myself, and da 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 da, and she's like,
Come on. It hype me up. It hype me up.
yes, yes,
Hype me up. Hey, that's funny. Nah, that's what's up. That's what's up, and that's how it should be sometimes.
yeah, yeah,
That's how it should be. That's how it should be. I'm in that weird in between. I'm switching therapists, and so I'm going from a lady therapist to a male therapist.
mm,
And all good. She shout out to my therapist. She served an amazing purpose in helping me kind of
yeah,
get through certain things, especially. And I intentionally wanted her to kind of help me analyze things, especially from the female brain as well.
yeah,
Um, yeah, and so now that I'm in this different space, I'm switching therapists, and so I haven't fully connected all the way through yet, which it feels weird. It feels weird now. Like I've been doing it long enough to where it feels weird that I haven't kind of talked to.
yeah.
You know what I'm
I was that
saying?
was, that was gonna be my question, because, okay, so I was at my job, and it was therapy day, and my therapist was texting me. Um and we were in a meeting, and I was like trying not to cry, because I was like,
Mm,
shit. I was like, because my therapist goes on vacation. It's usually like right after my birthday. So I know, like, I was like, I either this is my last session and I'm not gonna have a session with her, or my last session is next week.
mhm,
She don't come back till like January. Uh
mm,
and I was like, shit. I know I was like considering being done with therapy, but like this is very abrupt.
mhm,
And I was like, fear crept in instantly. I had to like write. I had to write like this was not a meeting where you write notes. So I'm
Right.
like writing to myself like it's okay. You're not on your own. Like trust
Uh,
your healing and like just pouring back into myself and
yeah.
like trying my hardest not to cry because this is
Yeah.
day
Yeah.
3 and I've already cried once on the job, but no one's seen. I don't care about people seeing, but it was like it was a meeting, so it was
Right.
different
Right.
than
Right.
crying
Right.
at work, you know.
Exactly.
Um,
Exactly.
so I'm like, I was writing, pouring into myself, and I had been talking about it actually on an episode. There was a guest who came on. Her name is Erin, and we talked about that. Like, do you think there is a therapy graduation, right? Um, we talked about it because, like I said, it's something that I've been considering because I didn't have I didn't have a lot of female guidance growing up, right? And I
Hmm.
think that to some degree, I use my therapist as a crutch, or I'll say,
Mm.
talk to my therapist about it on Wednesday, and then we'll figure it
Right.
out.
Right. Right.
Like he's my partner, you know what I mean? Like
Right.
figure it out. I'll just wait
Yeah.
till Wednesday.
Yeah, I feel that. It be like that when you locked in
It
with your
do
therapist.
it do be
Hey.
like that, but usually when I do that, she says exactly what I told myself in my audio journal.
Hmm.
So it lets me know that I'm now using her as a crutch. You know what I
Mm.
mean? Now,
Yeah.
eventually, will I need a therapist again? Yes, because I'm going to be a therapist. So I believe that I should have a therapist,
Right. Right. Right.
right? But I think that I'm in this area where it's time for me to like this is the push for me to fully trust my healing and walk in my healing
Hmm.
instead of still trying to heal every little thing.
Right.
It's now time to just trust that. And so that's what I plan to use this like month and a half that I won't have a therapist for, but it was extremely terrifying.
Hmm.
Like I said, it's something I know she does this every year, so that was what I was planning on doing anyways. But when I was in that office and I
Yeah,
was
it's the timing of it, the timing, the place is yeah, I can see it. That's a lot. A lot of process. And then trying to hold it all together. You know what I'm saying? You would have started shedding tears. People were like, what? Is she okay? Like what
I
is
almost cried twice because the my eyes
who
were
just got
watering.
here? What's going
When I started writing, it would like
Oh, no, no. Hey, have you ever seen that movie, Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs?
yeah,
It's the black cop. He had a tear was coming down. He was like, nope. And he like sucked the tear.
get your ass back in that
He was like,
hallway.
nope. Get back in there. Zoop. Nope, I
But
ain't gonna
that's
cry.
how I felt. And I had to
Yeah,
like really write important to myself, and I was good. I'm looking at the screen. And
yeah.
then I was like, but are you done, Shay? Like you done for real?
Is you finished or is you done?
Like,
Is you finished or is you done? Nah.
oh my God. Okay,
Yeah.
so there is a question about a therapy switch.
Okay. About the therapist switch. Did you discuss the need for a switch, or was it something she brought up? Even. Um. So I guess to answer the question, I initially discussed it, and it wasn't like a abrupt thing. I think we were kind of getting to a place where she was even starting to kind of speak up to the place of like we both were like I was seeing it, but she helped me to see that I have kind of evolved um, from the first time that we really started talking to, where I was towards the end of our session. And so I also knew personally, like I was saying to Shay, the mindset that I was in and the type of questions that I was asking, the type of thoughts that I was pondering, I wanted more specifically a female brain to process it with. Um, and especially in a space where the situation I was, working through with the mother of my children, which was a major part of some of the conversations. And so now being on this other side, I feel like a lot of, yeah, just that mindset I've outgrown. I've healed enough to get to a place where I've accepted apologies that were never said, but I've also understand things from a different space now, a different perspective, even understanding things that helps me create empathy. Um, and like it's uncomfortable, but I get it. You know what I'm saying? I get it now. And so now I just felt like, and we talked about it, I just felt like I got to a place where I'm at now, I wanted to process with a male brain. Um, yeah, and I'm in a totally different space. And so, to answer your question, yeah, I initiated the conversation, but it was something that we kind of journeyed together. She even helped in looking and kind of securing the right person based on some of the stuff that we had worked on. And shout out to health insurance. Lord
That
have
part,
mercy. Shout out to health
that
insurance.
part.
The
That's
fact
expensive
that
acupuncture too. I don't know
what
if y'all know that, but call and see if you can get
is
acupuncture. My friend was
good.
like, "Why don't you just call your insurance?" And I was like, "I just
Mhm.
assumed because it's expensive that you wouldn't be able."
No,
And honestly, it's not really that expensive.
it's
I would
not.
pay. I would get it every week if I
It's
could.
not. But the fact that I didn't had all these sessions and I ain't paid a dime,
That part.
you know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, it's dope. I will say, even though I'm in that transitional space, I miss the experience of having that person kind of talk through
Mm,
and however kind of to your point how you were able to have a tool like writing
mhm.
your having like I've been in it long enough to develop tools now where
Yeah.
I don't have to use them as and I've been in that space of using my therapist as a crutch, but now I've gained enough tools to where I can self therapy, if you will,
Yeah. And then
and
that's what you're
self
supposed to
regulate.
do.
Right,
Yeah,
right, right,
it teaches
right.
you to regulate yourself. The reality is no one should be regulating anyone. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Like even in relationships, your job is not to regulate your spouse.
Regulate at all. It needs to
You
be
know
a
what I
safe
mean? And
space.
also you shouldn't be making decisions based off how you think they might move, you
Right.
know? But that's what we do, you know.
Yeah.
And I think that honestly for me, I know that's a codependency thing, but it also ends up enabling people so they don't learn and
Mhm.
grow, you know.
Yeah.
Um but and it also it makes a lot of sense too because like you said you were healing from that meat of things with your previous spouse, and so I feel like that does make sense to process that with a woman. I want to ask because what comes to me a lot when I tell people I'm going to be a therapist is race. Does race matter to you when you pick your therapist?
Um, I believe so to a certain extent.
Mm-hmm.
I think race in a sense of culturally you understand things that no one has to really tell you, you
Mm-hmm.
know? You understand certain feelings that aren't really expressed. You understand certain thoughts. You understand certain prejudices and you
Yeah.
understand it more than just a news clip. You understand it from lived experience. And so I
Mm-hmm.
think that helps in being able to just understand, relate
Yeah.
to a person. You know, not to say that someone of a different race may not be able to have certain, good tools or good things that they can say. But I
Mm-hmm.
think there's certain things, certain levels you can only go so deep because there's certain levels we cannot relate on
Yeah.
culturally
Yeah.
for the most part, at least that's how I feel.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like that's what most people feel like. It challenges me a bit
Hmm.
because like I said, a lot of people say, we need more black therapists, we need more black therapists. And um you know me. I don't say most people know me. I'm not like of course I'm black. Of course I've experienced, I'm in the culture, right? But I'm
Hmm.
not super like why are you smiling? You know I'm about to say.
I say I ain't black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I
No,
yeah.
but like I'm not like I don't know. I don't really even know how to explain it. I'm not as submerged in the culture as I would like to be, but I'm also okay with not being as submerged in it. You know what I mean?
Right,
Like I
right.
have moments where I'm like, I want to be deeper in there. And there's moments
Mhm.
where I'm like, I'm fine where I'm at. You know what I mean?
Right.
But because of the profession that I'm going in, I feel like I need to, right? Especially
Mhm.
if that's the desire. Whereas me, my therapist she's mixed with Mexican, she's white and Mexican. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? And we work just fine. Now, there are some times where I do have to let her know, like for example, one time I had to let her know in Black families, if you say anything, it's disrespectful. Okay,
Right.
it's all talking back. It
Right.
don't matter if you right or wrong. It's talking
Mm-hmm.
back, right?
Right.
I also had to I some of the church stuff I had to explain to her,
Right. Right. The black
um,
church is very
mhm,
unique.
how
Different
Black
experience.
churches are, but that's pretty much it. Other than that, like, you know what I mean? I've had no problems with her understanding me and me understanding her, but also I was raised more so around Hispanic culture because of the cities that I lived in. There was
Yeah.
more of that than Black culture.
Mm-hmm.
Um and so I didn't have there wasn't a lot of diversity,
Yeah.
and so I that that could be why I felt okay, but I do see the desire. Like I said, it's came to me multiple times, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
uh Especially when I share the career I'm going into. But also I took a class. Oh, I took my classes down because I moved my room around. But I took a class, I think it was called culture psychology, and we are required to learn about all court as therapists. We're required to
Right.
learn about
Right.
all cultures so that we can't, so there is no barrier, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
But there's learning about it and then there's experiencing it, you
Right.
know what
100%.
I mean?
100%.
So I get what you're saying. I get what other people are saying their need is when it comes to that, because um yeah, I
Yeah.
get the depth of it,
Yeah. Yeah. And it's,
especially
you
as
know,
a also as a Black man, but I hear the same from Black women as well, because
mhm.
of that we, yes, she's a woman and I'm a woman, but our things are slightly different. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because also she's passing, you know what I mean? So
Right.
she is Hispanic, but she does pass for Caucasian.
Got
Um,
you.
so
Okay. Okay. Well, yeah, I think, my answer was very specific to me. I do
mhm,
think, individually, especially from where you're coming from, it may look different. You may have different needs and may be able to connect with someone that's outside of your specific race, or ethnicity, I should say. It's only one race, human race. But um, I think to your point, though, the black experience is so massive, it's so eclectic.
mm,
It's not just the hood, it's not just struggle, even though there are elements where we all are going to experience it. But
mhm.
the black experience is, what I'm saying, the awkward black girl, the black experience is, it's so, what I'm saying, is the black
The
experience.
whitewashed Black girl.
Right. The black experience includes the suburbs. The black experience is any level or any space that you grew where, but you had melanated skin.
Mhm.
Um, and there's going to be some similarities, but there's also going to be some differences. And I think that's just like our skin color. There's so many different shades of black.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so and they all count. They all count as
Yes.
long as you and love your people. It counts. And so
Yeah.
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 Shout out to the black experience and all the other experiences too. Special shout out to the black ones.
You said all the other ones, but especially the
You
Black
know what I'm
ones.
saying? We got love for the other ones too. But
Diversity is wonderful.
I'm a bet on black for sure. That is why for sure. But so it goes to you because you're black, expecting that deep level, and yeah, you think you're ready for the yeah, that's real. Think you're ready for that part.
Are
But
you asking me if you think I'm ready for that part of things? I um I mean, I know I am. The reality is I have my personal experience, I have education, but I also have a spiritual side of me. I can see an individual beyond, a lot of us can, right? Beyond skin tone, but I can see a person's core. So I feel like the words will find me and I'll know how to help them. I'm not worried about it. I want to do it though, because it's my job. Like, you know what I mean?
right,
I want to be able to have all the tools that I can, but I think ultimately, if I need to help someone and there's a barrier, I'm going to be able to help them because it's
right,
the
right.
gift that I've been given. So I'm
Mhm.
not worried about someone picking me because I'm black, picking me because I'm a woman, picking me because they see my experiences, because my experiences are all over social media. Like if you watch my Beautifully Imbalanced podcast, I go deep into what I've been through. I share my whole, trauma story. So I'm not worried about why a person picks me to be their therapist,
Right.
because I know that I'm gonna do what I was called to do.
To do
So
regardless.
I'm
Yeah.
not worried about it.
Yeah.
I also plan to. Well, I still will work with people. With people, that sounds funny. I plan to be a celebrity therapist, so then that way I can work in communities for little to no cost. So I'll probably be dealing with different kinds of problems. Um, but I still want to specialize in survivors of sexual abuse.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'll have different specialties that I'll focus on just so I can have layers of knowledge. But I believe that, like, I can speak to someone right now, you know what I mean, just based off me seeing them or based off my experience, or if I hug them and I feel something, I can speak to them. You know what I mean? So I'm not
Yeah.
really worried. I'm not worried about it. I just need my degree. Just give my shit.
Come on, you doing the
My
Lord's
shit,
work over there. You know?
credentials, you know what I'm saying?
Come on, come on. I had to start calling you doctor. You know what
I'm not worried. Unfortunately, I will not be getting my doctorates.
I'm saying? Okay, okay, okay. I
I'm
still call you
only
doctor just
okay.
cause.
My initials are my maiden name is Deshae Rogers.
Oh,
So
Dr.
I was always doctor.
Mm-hmm. That's what's up.
Dr. Sophia.
There it is. There it is. But nah, that's beautiful though. I know once, just knowing you and just how I've experienced you in spaces of being able to think through and yeah, I know whenever that time is ready, they're gonna be blessed for sure, for sure. And so I think also to your point, having a diverse knowledge of cultures, having a diverse knowledge of experiences, and all that aids in the you know um, tools that you'll be able to use and give to a person as you help them navigate life. And so I'm all for therapy, especially as someone who was once against it, just because of culture
Culture.
at the time. Yeah, because of religion, because of just family tabooness. You only go
Yeah.
through therapy to something wrong, and it's just like,
Yeah.
okay. And
Go to Jesus.
it
Pray about it.
right, right. It's
I'm
just like,
I
dang.
Yeah. I'm
Go ahead.
grateful that I did have pastors who taught us that God blessed those people with those gifts so that
Yeah,
we
yeah,
can go to them.
exactly.
Because I used to feel weird because I knew I wanted to be a therapist. I knew two things. I was going to be a model and a therapist. Okay,
Let's
baby.
go.
That's
Come
what I knew.
on.
So,
Yeah, I was gonna be
those,
fine and smart.
you know what I'm saying? Like, therapists can be cute too or whatever, But I never knew how I was gonna make the two careers work at one time, but I knew that those were two things that I wanted to do. And then when I felt like I couldn't be a model, I knew I was gonna still work in fashion. So I was gonna be a designer or a stylist. Either way it goes, it still to me was another form of therapy. Um, you know what they say? When you look good, you feel good. Ah.
Come on now. Come on, that's real. That's real.
So I knew those things, but it was always uncomfortable because it was like there was so much shade thrown at the career that I wanted to do. And then there was the pressure to incorporate religion into therapy. And I I'm not religious. I believe in God and I grew up in church and all the things, but I feel like there's a way that people can see Christ without me having to like beat it in them. You know what I mean? And I feel like
100%.
that's what that
That's
would
how it
be.
should be.
I felt like that for me, it would be taking a vulnerable moment and
Mhm.
just like trying to insert my religion in there. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right, right.
Um, but I also felt like it would mean that I would have to turn away um certain people, and I wasn't okay with that either.
Yeah.
And so it was kind of like a lot of like Like, move that thought out of the way, move that perspective, move that perspective. Where is my perspective? Like, move
Right.
all this shit out the way so I know what I want, you know? And I'm grateful to have that clarity. I'm grateful that there's very few voices that I hear that aren't mine. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Are there, I know, you know, well, what do you want to do, Deshay? You don't have to ask anyone. You don't have to look it up. You don't need validation. What do you want to do?
Hmm.
Let's do that because that's what we're gonna do.
Come on
Monday,
now.
twice on Sunday.
Yeah.
Twice
There it
on
is.
Sunday.
There it is. There it
I'm gonna
is.
put
There
that on a
it is.
shirt
Yeah, you
all day
should.
long. Twice
That's
on
going
Sunday.
viral.
There's like a
Viral.
handful of sayings that I say on these talk shows. That's one of them.
Can therapists have merch?
I don't know, but I'm gonna have merch.
Therapists can have merch for sure. Sometimes your therapist be hitting you with some lies. I'll be like, hold on now.
No, Carla. So I don't know. Okay, so there's this rule that I like. So, for example, if I was your therapist and you had merch, I can't buy your merch. I
Yeah.
can't buy your merch. I can't hang out with you outside of therapy. I
Yeah.
can't.
None of that.
There's
Even if
no
we see each other in real life, I unless I approach you, you gotta. You don't even know me. You don't know
exactly.
me. Yeah. I love therapy because they can't snitch. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no snitching. You know what I'm saying? You going
I
to
mean, unless
jail. Clean, clean.
you're trying to, you
Yeah,
know,
unless you wildin'.
yeah,
Unless you wildin'. Yeah. But all the other stuff they can't say a word.
yeah,
Sworn
yeah.
to secrecy. Sworn.
What
Sworn.
you be talking about? In therapy? No, just
No, I'm just that's between me and my therapist. You know what I'm saying?
you know,
Yeah.
us Scorpios have a way of finding out.
Right. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. Scorpio to Scorpio is
I can
different. You know what I'm
read
saying?
the
Look,
lines and body
look.
language.
But as a Scorpio,
But
you know.
but then on top of that, I have a gift.
This is
So
true. This is true. But we one day away from each other, so one day apart. So I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It's different. It's
see,
different using your powers with someone who has the
the
same
different,
powers.
different gifts, dude, different gifts.
Oh man,
You
but
are
yeah.
definitely a Scorpio that I can read. That's for sure.
You said what?
I said you are a Scorpio that I can read.
Okay, okay, all right, all right. That's cool. I'm glad that you. Yeah, I'm glad that is the perspective. Just know that whatever you read is a book that I present.
Okay, okay, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what you think.
And it's a library over here. It's a lot of books. A lot of books. It's a library. You know what I'm saying? Check them out. Make sure you bring it back. Make sure you bring it.
And I'm gonna put water all in them.
But nah, that's what's up. That's what's up. So, um, okay, holidays are coming up. Uh, what are your thoughts? What do you celebrate Thanksgiving? You do your yeah? Are you first of all? Let me ask this: are you the type that skips Thanksgiving and just get straight into your Christmas
No,
bag?
no. I love Thanksgiving.
See,
I'm this
thank
person.
God.
I don't turn down any holidays. I just I don't stress about them either though. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like
yeah,
if I
yeah,
missed the holiday or I didn't have the money, I'm not worried about it.
yeah. Right.
But Thanksgiving, I'm cool with Thanksgiving. I like, especially after I mastered the mac and cheese, baby. Yes, I'm celebrating because
For
y'all gonna
sure.
eat this shit.
For
Especially
sure.
because I don't, well, I don't know if you know, I eat very healthy. My mac and cheese is not healthy, okay? So I don't want to eat it all by myself.
Facts.
So
Facts. It ain't supposed
y'all
to be
gonna eat this
really
mac
just
and cheese, okay,
supposed
honey?
to
We
be
gotta take it
tasty.
somewhere because it can't stay in the house. Okay, I've been working hard to look good or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So no, baby. Y'all gotta eat this mac and cheese. No, but I'm very excited this year. So every year, actually, oh, fuck.
Come on, talk about it.
I have not spent the holidays with my mom's side of the family and I can't even
Mhm.
count how many years.
Okay, come on.
Definitely longer than 7 years because my son is 7 and I don't think he's ever spent a holiday with my mom's side of the family. Last year I did convince my mom to come down for Christmas, but it was just her. Which was good. The kids loved it, she loved it, all the things. But
Yeah.
it was hard on me, but
Mhm. Right.
it was
Right.
hard on me because of the therapy and depression and all
Right.
the shit.
Right.
But yeah, so this year for Thanksgiving, I'm going to Sacramento and I'm going to be with my mom's side of the family. So
Let's
I'm
go.
very happy about that. Very excited. Can't wait for the kids to be there and connect with my aunt and my cousins. And I don't know who's all coming, but I don't care. Like at this point, I'm just grateful for that
Right.
connection, especially because there's been a lot of years that have passed by where I wasn't connected to these individuals.
Yeah.
Last year, um, just before my birthday, I got reconnected with them. So they were, of course, they were invited to my birthday party, and I connected with them even deeper because my birthday party is always spiritual. So
Mhm.
we doing our journals, we releasing, we making our vision boards,
Right.
and then we partying, and it's
Yeah.
always like we singing and dancing and stuff.
Right.
So it was very powerful, and it was like the perfect way to solidify their support in my life, and ever since then I've been building on those relationships. So I'm very excited to for Thanksgiving. I'm excited for Thanksgiving. I don't know what
That's
we're doing for Christmas, but I'm excited for Thanksgiving.
what's up. That's what's up. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I side eye people that be skipping Thanksgiving for the Christmas. I was just talking to a homegirl of mine, and she was like, "My Christmas started on November 1st." I said, "That is a sin. Go repent. Go get your life right." You know what
I
I'm
don't
saying? Go
I'm a
repent.
bastard to hell. My God.
Go get your life right. And plus,
Lord.
as a November born, as a Scorpio, like the world
I'm like,
literally thinks they give thanks for November. You know what I'm saying?
give thanks that I'm here, damn it. I'm
You know what I'm saying?
wonderful.
Yeah, yeah. So, and then having a Caribbean family it's just icing on top of the cake. I'm definitely looking forward to Thanksgiving. I know the jerk chicken gonna be hitting. I know the jerk turkey gonna be hitting. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Mac cheese, all that, and having
Jerk
my
this, jerk that, everything jerk. I'm just kidding.
yeah, yeah, and then I just love the fact that for the family that I have, the immediate family that I have out here. To your point, we are very intentional about celebrating together. Birthdays, holidays, you make it happen. You're gonna get that last minute, a few days before. You know what I'm saying? Even though we already know what's up, that last minute message, that invite, um, which I actually got today. We got the group text today. Just checking in and making sure who's who and who's coming, all that kind of stuff. But I just love seeing the kids with the cousins playing
Yeah.
around, establishing their relationships. The fact that when I get to the house, my son be like, "All right, Dad, I'm out." Pew! And
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Like I just love that they're having those moments. And so yeah, as someone who grew up not really like, we still would have family get-togethers, but in some of my childhood, we didn't really celebrate a lot.
Yeah.
And so, someone who is unlearned and relearned, I've seen the power of celebration, the power of coming
That,
together, the power
that
of
quality
just
time.
right, right, quality time
There,
is
yeah.
yeah,
And I feel like now that we're more aware about energies, it's something about your energies communing with each other. You
hmm
don't have to always speak or do things, just being in the same environment and letting your energies commune with each other is something so powerful about that. And
yeah,
that's what I love, especially because now a lot of the girls in my family, well, a lot of us, it's a lot of girls, it's a lot of us girls, okay? All the men are grown, and this sounds bad, but they've either passed away or they live in other states, right? So it's just a buttload of girls, and we're all around the same age, um, like 2, 3, 4 years apart, maybe if that.
yeah,
Um, and we're at the age where now we're like we've unlearned a lot of the stuff that was taught to us, and now this is like who we are. And so it's just really fun to like get to know the person, not just from who they were out who they are right now. Like, who are you, woman?
right.
Uh, and I love it. I'm in love with it. And then also connecting with my aunt as an adult. I'm not this little girl anymore. We can talk about stuff. I can cuss or whatever. Um, we were teasing because Shaylease, my sister who was on here last time, she warns everyone before I come around. She's like, Deshay's different now. This is Deshay 2.0.
Come on, not be your representative.
She, no,
I
I
love
told my auntie, I said, so I guess I come with a caution label now. She
Shay.
like, she cusses now. She's not gonna let it fly. Like she will,
Should have
she
gave people the
does
fine print. Should have gave people the fine print. That's hilarious.
I said I come
That's
with
hilarious.
I said, so auntie, I guess I come with a caution label now. She goes, did. She did say you cuss a lot now.
Hey man, shout out Shalice. That's my dog. That's my dog. Nah, that's what's up. That's what's up. Family is beautiful.
2.0. I said, girl, I told her to her. I'm like, girl, I don't think you know that that's lightweight offensive. I don't take too much offense because I know you're saying it in a like a caring way.
Right.
But baby, I don't need you to warn people I'm coming. If they
Right.
need to be warned, then they need to shut their fucking mouths.
You know what? Based on
Maybe
that,
they
I'm
didn't need to
glad,
talk.
you
Maybe
know,
they
I
didn't
hear
know what
you.
to do.
Based on that response, I'm glad she wore them. Cause what?
No, because
I'll just messing.
there's a lot of people overtalking over people, or there's a lot of like I know everything, and it's sometimes it's the younger ones. Like, baby, you next to the youngest in the family. How you know everything? Like what? And I'm one of those people where I love to hear different perspectives, but you're not gonna tell me I'm wrong. Like.
Hey, I mean, no,
Like,
no, you
just
know what I'm
love
saying?
from different perspectives. You don't gotta be like, wow. Like, I feel like some people just love the back and forth. I'm
Hmm.
learning to be okay with friction, but we're not gonna go back and forth all day. Eventually, I'm walking away because you've already decided that I'm wrong. So what are we talking about?
Yeah, you know, don't take it the wrong way. Don't take this.
I also am like a laugher. Like, okay.
Yeah, say. Don't take this the wrong way, but you know what I'm saying? Once you communicated that it was just mainly gonna be a bunch of women, you know what I'm saying? A bunch of, you know what I'm saying, young ladies. I was like, yeah, there's probably a lot of drama there. It's gonna be loud. You know what I'm saying?
And we are all loud. Like we talk hella loud. We
Yep,
are.
I
You'll
know it.
see it in person.
I know it. I know it. But, you know what I'm saying? Good energy though. It'll be a
It's a
vibe.
cool thing because it's unintentional. It's like the emotion can shift, and I
Hmm.
get excited, but I'm yelling at you like this. You know what
Right.
I mean?
Right.
And you're like,
Hey.
hold on, girl. Like you triggering me.
Right. You at a nine?
You know.
Right. I need you at a 6 and 6.5. But I'm with you though. I'm with you though. Just bring it back to a six.
And that's what be pissing us off. Like, don't tell me to lower my volume. I didn't even know my volume was up there. Okay. Just be happy that we're having a good conversation.
Right.
Damn it.
Right. Yeah, I can see it
Like,
already. I
right.
can see it already. To be a fly on that wall. To be a fly on that wall.
Don't you wish that you could be
But yeah, man, it's nothing like gatherings, especially when yeah, you know what I'm saying? The energy of being around familiar people, especially in spaces that are healthy and safe, is powerful.
yeah.
You
There's a
recharge in
lot
places like
there's
that.
yeah, there's a lot of power in positive familiarity. And
Hmm.
like
Keyword positive.
yes, positive. Because that's what I'm learning a lot with creating cycles is we go back to things that are familiar, but sometimes those things that are familiar are
Not
unhealthy.
positive. Yeah, they're not
So
good for you.
they're not serving you at all. And so there's so much power though in positive familiarity, which is like it feels like home when I can go in front of my family and be myself because they already knew who the fuck I was.
Right.
They, you know what I mean? Or they know that, I'm in the spotlight. Like, you know what I mean? So like it's not like weird that I come and I'm wearing high heels. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's not weird
You ain't
that
bougie. You're like, oh, she ain't. No, that's what she do.
it's not weird. It's also not weird that, I might come and sweat. Like none of it is weird because it's who I
Mhm.
am. Like, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? It's not weird that I'm gonna be loud or I'm gonna try to get people to dance or we're
Yeah.
gonna talk about something healing because that's what I do. Like, you know what I
Mhm.
mean? None of that is weird. Or
Yeah.
even if it is weird, it's acceptable. But it's
Yeah.
like it's not like a, oh, she's a cool girl. It's like a, we knew she was a cool girl all
Right.
this time. Like, you know what I
Right.
mean? It's
Yeah.
not like someone getting to know me as like a stranger and like
Hmm.
accept me. It's like it was like a born acceptance, you know what I
Right.
mean? And it's
100%.
not always true. You know, I as an empath, I can feel when someone's like, she's doing too much. And it's like, no, baby, you want to be doing this.
Right.
Um,
Right. Right.
but I'm grateful that I know that now. Cause
Hmm.
before I adopted that voice. So I thought it was mine, right? So I would shrink myself because I would hear their voice saying that I was doing too much and I would claim it as my own. Now I'm like, listen, baby, you just gonna get an extra hug later on because
Hmm.
you a little insecure over there
Right. Right.
and
Right.
you
Right.
hate. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna give you a longer hug later on. But
It's a
right
certain
now,
level.
I'm singing this song. Okay.
Right. Right. And you go hush and like it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's a.
It's
It's a.
feeling, it's in my system. I'm Beyonce and Tyra. Okay.
For sure, for sure. Yeah, that's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing, man. Shout out to family. Shout out to positive, safe spaces within family.
Shut
Yeah.
no, just kidding.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
And
don't know if you don't be drinking, but
I know the
I
liquor
never
gonna
have
be out.
drank around my family like that. That's
Yeah,
funny.
yeah. The liquor gonna be. Well, we don't really drink crazy. We more wine sippers. But somebody might have a little whiskey or something. So you know, hey. But
Oh,
I think what's super dope too is now that I'm like in that really cool space of being like the oldest of the youngs and the youngest of the olds. A certain level of
this
respect,
is 36.
you know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? I think also, maybe in just the movements or whatever, like I'm starting to not starting to, but I've been feeling it for a while, but like I love when we get together and it's kind of like this, not really a certain level of respect, but it's just like that. You the big cuz, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
What I'm saying? When I walk in the house, certain I can just feel like I ain't gonna run over to him yet, but we gonna talk. Whether we
yeah,
talking about shows, what you into, whether we talking about certain interests, like some of them know I do media and content creation, and they in it, so they always asking different stuff. And I just love that feeling, like being. I remember when I was the young one looking up, and
yeah,
now I feel that, and I feel honored. Like I just feel, there's people that look like literally when I'm looking in the group text and they just putting out, hey, we doing this, who we just want a head count, and I put, yeah, I'm gonna be there. Just seeing the little hearts that pop up coming from the little, because
yeah,
I'm okay, yeah, they excited.
yeah.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
love
They
it.
know about to pull up, so special. That's special.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. I love it. I love it. That's what I'm looking forward to is connecting with the littles because they're not little. They're like teenagers now, but
Right.
it's funny because I remember them being like, I remember holding them, and that's crazy to me. I,
Right.
there's so Nala clicked this thing, and so all the photos now on the Fire Stick, there's photos that go, and it's from like really like before the kids were born, right?
Right.
So there's old photos of me and the kids that I'm gonna see on Thursday, and one of them was a baby. Yeah, I literally had her finger, like she put her finger in my mouth, like literally, and I'm like, now this girl, a dang teenager with an attitude, like it's so crazy to me,
Come
like
on, the growth, the growth.
yeah,
And
but
you
I'm
still
looking
sometimes
forward.
see them as the little smaller versions of themselves, but yeah.
Everybody, my baby. I, even grown people is my baby. Shaylee's my
Mhm.
baby. Shit,
Yeah, but
I
you got that mama energy though.
I do. I adopt grown people as my own kids. That's why I call myself Auntie Shay.
Come on now, Auntie Shay. Look, it come
Mama
with a
Shay,
face
Auntie
too.
Shay, whichever one fits best for
It,
you.
it come with a face too. Like as you say, Auntie Shay, you just
Auntie Shay.
yeah.
But I
See,
mean, I'm gonna be all up in your business too. Now you know you was wrong for talking to that girl like that. Why did you talk to her like that? Mm, Cause you
uh,
gonna be me. No, just kidding. Tell
we
that little
all
girl,
need it,
tell that little girl to come here so I can talk to her because she
right?
is devaluing herself. She needs someone to talk to her. Come here,
Mm.
baby.
We all need it. We all need it. Oh man. Oh,
Oh, my
man.
gosh.
Overall, life is beautiful.
It
Life is
is.
definitely
What's
beautiful.
the was it LG? Life is good.
For sure, for sure. I don't know if we got any people watching from the Sacramento area. You know, I like to shout out some So
Yes, sir.
one of the nonprofits I work with, Color the Block, we have an event tomorrow. It's called
Tomorrow.
Beyond the Court Recess Resource and Accountability Fair. And so, on one hand, it's going to be a 3-on-3 basketball tournament at St. Paul's. It's cash prizes, you know what I'm saying? Enter your team in if you think you got that sauce, if you think you got a jump shot, you think you got a few moves. And we got a special guest coming through for those who are into kind of the street ball culture. Hezzy God, he'll be sliding through.
Okay.
Shout out my boy. But on the
Okay.
other hand,
Wait, sorry. Date and time, just in case people are watching the replay. Like, if they're watching it tomorrow and they're like, "Oh, maybe that was tomorrow," you know.
yeah, so what is tomorrow? The 22nd? November 22nd, Saturday, at 10 a.m. From 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. It's a resource fair. From 10 to 4 it's a basketball tournament. At the resource fair, which is really the main reason all of this is happening, you'll be able to, you know, get any resources you need for your family, whether it's life insurance, whether it's, you know, helping the food area, whether it's educational support, whether it's childcare. I mean, even if you have things that you need help with expungements, you know what I'm saying? There's going to be a plethora of vendors and just resources for the community. Free prizes, free food. There's bring the kids out. There's going to be kid activities. But ultimately, just a safe space for us to come together, celebrate, throw some shorts and shoes on, and get active and get some of the resources that we need. So, shout out Color the Block. Again, it's no tomorrow, November 22nd, from 10 a.m. to 4 at St. Paul's Church. Pull up, pull up, pull
Pull up.
up, pull up. Oh man, a pull up.
Are you still doing a event next month?
An event next month.
What was it? R&B and wine or something like that?
No, 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 no. So, we are technically we had a smaller version of it in Oakland 2 weeks ago, Afro Vibes and Wine. And so we were shooting for next month, December, to do it out here. But you know, events and clearances and peoples and venues.
What are
And
the
I don't force
things?
it. Right, right. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to partnerships. That's what I say. Shout out to partnerships. But I'm not one to force, especially when you know you got a brand that's pretty dope in what it does and stuff. Officially, one of the dates that we do have locked in is going to be for next year, February 28th,
Perfect.
at the Robert T. Matsui Waterfront Park. A beautiful, beautiful space. I'm talking about when that sunset hit. Yeah. But yeah, so Afro
You got
Vibes
the
and Wine.
wine, you got the music, you got the sunset.
Yeah.
It's
You know what I'm saying?
right.
Got
It's
music.
giving after Valentine's Day party. No,
I'm
just kidding.
telling, I'm telling you. I'm telling you. And you know, the way that we're gonna structure it, the first parts of it is gonna be open, of course, to everybody in the family, bring everybody out. There's gonna be wellness, there's gonna be of course vendors, there's things like that. And then as we get into the night, it's gonna be more entertainment, more turn up, more adult focused, and the wine
Not
will
that.
be
No,
flowing.
just kidding.
Hey, there will be some popping of that. There will be some slipping and sliding and, you know, jumping and turning up
What's
and
the
all the
slip
things
and
that people
slide?
do.
What that
You
mean?
know, I was trying to throw some other words in after it because I was like, some of the slide could be taken so many different ways. Let me just not like
What's slip
pause
and
out.
slide?
Let me not pause
It
on
sounds
slipping
like
and
some
sliding.
no beaker babies. That's what I'm hearing. Scorpio season.
Just know a time is going to be had. That we'll say that a time is going to be had, and the wine will be flowing, and there'll be a lot of beautiful black people, and
The wine
you
will be
know,
flowing.
the wine will be flowing for sure. Yeah, and there'll be a great cultural celebration. So February 28th, Afro Vibes and Wine, Sacramento, California.
Brrr. Be there or be square.
Nah, you gonna be mad if you ain't there for sure. You gonna be mad. You gonna be mad.
That's what I said in a nutshell. You have
Hmm.
uh positive quotes or scriptures you want to say before I give my affirmations?
Any quotes or script? You know, I got a scripture for you. Let's see.
Oh,
Okay, I got a scripture. This is one of my favorites, especially when you are going through and you need something to kind of help you remember why you're going through or what's on the other side. And so Romans 8:18, for I know that the present sufferings can compare to the glory that will be revealed. And so that is something that I lean on to remember that all pain has purpose, all struggle has there's a reason for it, it's opportunity. And if you endure, there's something beautiful on the other side, whether it be just getting through or becoming stronger, becoming wiser, building new connections, relationships, or letting go of things that are no longer for you. Either way, there's something good on the other side of this. So endure. So yeah, Romans 8:18.
All right, you guys. I'm gonna try to keep this short because I have to go potty.
Oh, spring that link. Spring a link.
All right, my love. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure that you like, subscribe, and hit that little bell so you be notified every time we post a video. As always, remember that you are worthy always. You are worthy of seeing yourself for who you are. You're worthy of self-acceptance. You are worthy of minimizing those outside voices and maximizing your own voice. You're worthy of expansion and the uncomfortability that comes with that. You are worthy of just being as big as you can be, as big as you can be by your definition, of being as authentic as you can be by your definition. You are worthy of success by your definition. And most importantly, you are worthy of unconditional self-care and unconditional self-love. Until next time, my loves. Bye-bye.
Peace.
I gotta go potty.